friends, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 7. The first week of Vlogmas is almost complete. Obviously, once you've watched this video, it is done. If you need to catch up on the previous days, definitely do so down below. But today, we were inspired, we were influenced by Instagram and a lovely account called The Beautiful Mess. If you do not follow them, highly recommend. A fun sister duo who does a bunch of creative things. They even shared a recipe recently, which I might try. But I'll have them linked down below in case you guys don't know them or are not familiar with them yet. But they sneak peeked a DIY, which I am a DIY lover at heart. I used to do some DIYs here on YouTube. I saw it, needed to do it, and it's DIY decor. I mean, it works perfectly with the decorations we've already done, and it's going to be beautiful. So I scouted down with my friend who actually helped me, so huge shout out to her. My Walmart has the supplies I need, so we're gonna go to Walmart. And it's not the Walmart we checked out previously. So this will be a different Walmart with hopefully, maybe, some more decor that we might need. But really we're there for the DIY supplies. Which, it's a very inexpensive DIY. So if you're looking forward to that, be sure to give this a thumbs up. And we are sure to be making some mistakes because there were no instructions yet. Again, they teased this DIY. And then I said I gotta do it before I need it now. So if you want a more professional one, wait until theirs is released. But we're gonna do one together and it's gonna turn out, I promise. You'll love it, you'll see it, you'll get the vision once we get the supplies. So let's head to Walmart and get some inexpensive supplies, which are not in the Christmas aisle and not in the crafting aisle. So it'll be interesting to see if they have a variety of things in stock. If we go for one, there's some options. So let's head in. We've made it to what appears to be the busiest Walmart on the planet, so I'm not sure how many clips I'll get inside, but I want to sneak a peek at the Christmas decor, of course, so I'm going to do that. And I'd also like to mention a huge shout out that all of this energy is all fake energy. I don't have a lot of energy right now because I got my flu shot and my booster today. So a reminder to stay healthy and happy this holiday season. If you've not done so already, highly recommend. Good experience overall so far. And I'm sure I'll have more updates tomorrow because I know a lot of people have had similar reactions to the first set, but I didn't have any reaction to the first set. So fingers crossed, all goes well. But I will be doing a lot of arm circles so I don't have sore arms all day tomorrow. Let's head in, see if we can find a smidge more of Christmas decor, and of course, the items for our DIY. More fun to come. The main ingredient for our DIY are some lunch bags. So they have white and brown here. I think I'm gonna get both and maybe do both colors. Pretty inexpensive. I think these are $2. So the white ones are a little bit more expensive, but found them. Since I already own a hot glue gun, I'm not buying a new one, but I wanted to give you guys a price range if you want to do this DIY yourself. What you'd actually need is a hot glue gun of some sort. They do have some varieties here, and of course glue sticks, so that gives you a better price range of how much the whole DIY might actually cost, but really just a few dollars investment to get a bunch done. Couple comparable little bird friends here in a different color scheme, and these are $5, so comparable to the Target ones. And they have some of these puffy trees like I saw at Michael's, and similarly some deer friends. All fun stuff nonetheless. They do have mini pine cones here available as ornaments too. Mine were a little bit cheaper, I think, because I got them on discount at Joann's, but a good option. They have every color light I need except green wired with white lights. I might just grab a box of these, but pretty expensive, but maybe that's the normal nowadays.
That
Another great and inexpensive place to get paper bags is a Dollar Tree, but we're here to look for some winter woodland friends for $1, if we're so lucky. And always have to take a look at the crafts section. Sometimes there's some really great and cute stickers in here. So Dollar Tree ended up being a complete bust, and yes, my face is very red from the brake lights in front of me of the guy who just got in his car and is trying to leave, but couldn't find the paper bags. I also forgot that everything's $1.25 now practically, so if you're looking to get paper bags affordably, Walmart may be your best bet. I believe online you can order bulk paper bags from Dollar Tree, which are still $1 at this time of filming, but couldn't find any in my store, and they didn't have anything else I wanted to. But they have some cute Christmas stuff left, which honestly I'm surprised by. So now we drive home and get started on this DIY. Now it's time for the haul portion of today's video. We've got a bazillion lunch bags. This is the 100 pack. This is the smallest they had in the brown, but I think the brown will look really nice, especially if I can mix it with the white one. So 100 of the craft lunch sacks, $1. How do I know which one's which? Neither of them say a quantity. Self-standing, same brand. So I believe these were $1.96 and these were $1.98. No, both $1.96. So really the color comparison's really the big thing, because only 50 white and 100 brown. This was $1.98. I ended up grabbing one of the wreath hooks. I got a black one. I don't own any wreaths. Don't know where I got it, but I'd love to put a wreath on the inside of my door. And then you guys saw me talk a little bit about these lights. I need more lights for the tree, and there were no green strands available. So I saw these. They didn't have any other white lights except white strand. So I might use these and substitute them in my bedroom, because I have a strand in there, and then sub that one to the tree, even though it's a white strand still. But these were not what was listed on the shelf itself. These were actually $5.94, which I'm not super happy about, because I know I can get them cheaper. They just didn't have any. And it's just a typical white strand with the bulb. So we'll have to see what those look like. But for now, we're going to eat dinner, and then we're going to set up for our DIY, which I think I might do it on the floor because it's going to be quite a process, but I just need to find where I can plug in my hot glue gun, get that set up, and then I'll bring you guys along for how I'm going to make them. Again, a huge shout out for the inspiration from A Beautiful Mess. They're going to do an actual tutorial you should probably follow. Mine will be all trial and error. Theirs will be much easier to follow and make more sense, but if you want to see the payoff and why you should go visit theirs, we'll do it tonight. So let's get ready for that. So far, my arms don't hurt too much. I've been like moving them around, doing my arm windmills, etc. So I don't have soreness from my shots. But overall, lugging my stuff around at Target wasn't too bad. And now I desperately want a wreath. And I did head into the Dollar Tree, and I forgot everything's $1.25 now. And they had a couple things I could hang. I just wasn't in love with any of them, and none of them were winter woodland themed. So for now, I just have another object to use as self-defense if ever needed, which you can't have enough of those. So let me go take my dinner break, since I left right after work, and now it is, don't worry, that's the wrong time. It's actually 6:40, not 7:40. I always keep one wrong for some reason, but I should probably change that. But for now, dinner with ambiance by the tree, and probably sitting by Poppy because she's been on the couch all day. She's found her spot and she sticks to it. Today it's the couch. So let's go relax, watch some YouTube, and unwind before we get into this DIY. Okay, we are on the floor, you guys are in the chair, and we're ready to get started. First, we need to overview our supplies again. I've got a trusty AdTech high temp hot glue gun. My patrons saw me use this recently for my Halloween costume. Pink one, love it. I have a very long hot glue gun, or hot glue stick in there, and these are the AdTech brands. So they go together, and this just makes it last a really long time, so you don't have to constantly refill, which I feel like for this type of project you might have to do, so you might want to opt for something like this so you don't have to refill as often. Then we have what we bought today, the lunch bags themselves. Ideally you already have some. I don't know how many we'll need for each of what we're making. I have no idea what to call what we're making, except cool. So I'm going to open this up, and again, a huge shout out to A Beautiful Mess. If you guys don't follow them already, highly recommend. So let's open these up. I'm gonna count out 12 or 15 maybe to start. I'm just gonna grab a bunch and then count them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they will need to all be the same direction. 10, 11, 12, 13, and I think depending on how many you put in, 14, 15, will create a different effect. So I'm testing with the brown, and then probably will pull off a couple with the white as well. So, well, you know, that's actually very thick comparatively to what seemed like she had done. So I'm probably gonna work on them in groups of 5, because another thing you'll need that I forgot to mention is scissors. I don't know if these scissors will work. I'm really not sure how well they'll work on paper bags, but 5. And I did take a reference screenshot because she shared the final sort of look on her Instagram story. And it's essentially the stack of paper bags, upright as this, and then we're gonna cut a design into them. And it's similar to making paper snowflakes, except these ones will be 3D. So that's the coolest part about it. And I don't know the proper instructions. Hot glue might not be the best thing to use because these are pretty thin. But that's what we're going to use, and their tutorial I'll be sure to link once it's up because I'm sure it'll be much better than ours. So I'm going to mimic the design that she has, which is a sort of rounded, almost cone-shaped top. And again, I'm going to do this in increments of 5 because I'm too scared to try to do 15 at a time. And it won't be perfect, and that's good because no snowflake is perfect since they're all different. So I'm just going to... Okay, 5 is doable. And luckily with paper bags, they have like a seam on them, so you know right where the middle is, so you know how to like meet up to it, so you don't have to worry about it being perfect or anything. And that's kind of what I'm going for. It might be easier to glue then cut, but for our first one, we can experiment. I might need a new pair of scissors after this. So there's our first cut. We make like a little house, a little house shape, a little rooftop. And then she cuts and divots into the side a few times. So I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to do triangles. I think she does a slightly different shape, but honestly, I'm just nervous this is going to be stupid when I do it comparative to what they have. This is like a reverse DIY in that I'm just taking what I saw and trying to make it myself. Okay. I'm going to do another one closer to the bottom. And we can't cut into the bottom from what I understand for how we're going to actually glue these together. Maybe I should have glued them first. This seems like it's a poor idea now. Okay, so we got one side done with 2 notches there. So I'm going to do the same to the other side. And I'm not measuring or anything. I'm just kind of going for it if I'm being all honest. They looked really cool and I really wanted them for my winter wonderland. Woodland Wonderland, whatever I ended up calling it. And like I said, I wanted to, and I said this over on Patreon as well, I wanted to do something called Handmade Holiday. So this will be the first thing I've actually handmade this season. I have a lot of projects in the works, I just haven't gone to a lot of them. Okay, so this one's definitely not the same as the other side, but that's okay. I don't think I could cut through more than 5, especially with these scissors, and these are my dollar store scissors. So imagine these are glued together, and you'll see like as you open it up, it's gonna get pretty cool. So I'm going to plug in my hot glue gun and then start chopping into the other ones. And then hopefully the hot glue gun will be ready so we can start adhering them all together. That's probably the part that I'm scared for the most. I don't know what the exact method to their madness is, so I'm afraid it will be very different on my end and therefore not function properly. But I'm just going to repeat this. So I've done the first 5 and it is even better than I imagined. Like, okay, so the first 5 and you just open it up. And I think I could go all the way around. No, I think I'd need 5 more. So I think 10's the magical number, but imagine this as bunting instead, so only half circles and then adhering a couple of these together as like a trim. Guys, it's so pretty. Imagine lights behind it, or imagine smaller versions on your tree. I love it. And it was so simple. And I'll show you guys a little glue process on the next set so I can, you know, show you how it worked, because I don't think the time lapse will really show too much of it, but I am amazed. Even like this on top of a bookshelf. And again, they're just paper bags, so it's a little bit disposable in that effect, but if you're having like an outdoor party and you still live in nicer weather like I do, or even like a baby shower, can you imagine different colored paper bags? Now I can see why the white ones, so in her tutorial she uses white ones, but I almost think the brown goes with my woodland effect a bit more. But I'd also be interested in making smaller ones. But let me show you guys how I glued them together. I don't know if it's the proper way, it's just the way I did it. And I think it's beautiful. She really likes them. So to glue these together, I just keep them in the stack and just start with the bottom one. And then if my lovely helper will get out of the way, I add glue to the complete bottom panel, mostly just an outline, and then a line all the way straight to the top. So glue here, 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 and here, and then a line straight up to the top of that piece, set it off to my scrap, and then fold it back over on top. You don't need perfect alignment, and obviously hot glue doesn't dry super fast, and then you just push them together, isn't that right? Yeah, you having fun over there? Yeah, you are. We know, you're the star of the show. Now it's fine. And the poor lighting from my ceiling fan, it's just too hot to use a hot glue gun and not have the ceiling fan on, but you can kind of get the idea there that it all did come together, but you got to be careful of if there is an insert at the top there to worry about. So there's another set. Now let's put them all together. I don't think you guys are quite ready for the grand reveal. So I haven't glued the last side together yet, just to give you guys the full picture of what 10 looks like together. Like I said, you could probably get away with 5 if you did a smaller one. We have all 10 here, and it is just as miraculous as I anticipated it to turn out. Obviously it would come full circle and be reunited at the bottom completely, as so, and it is amazing. I can't get over it. I'm gonna glue this together and then see how we can try to hang it up. And I've now glued it together. So depending on where you hold it, obviously the petals will fall a little bit differently, but it is so stinking fun. I have no idea how I'm going to use this in my apartment, to be honest. It reminds me of the normal like honeycomb pinwheels that they have around Christmas time that are different shapes and fun things, but now I could do like a collage of them behind like my TV or anywhere. I mean, I am just amazed that I made this. I know it's just paper bags, but like, did I need 100? No. Do not buy the 100 pack unless you need a lot of these. I mean, it's still, you know, 10 per, so that wouldn't be too many, but I made this. You know that TikTok? I made this out of this. But again, huge shout out to A Beautiful Mess, who are the original people who inspired me to do this. You can obviously tell there are some imperfections, but like, are you kidding me? I would love to make a smaller version too, just to see what it's like. Now you can kind of see some of the glue pulling apart in some places when you look up close, but I have no idea how I would hang this except something through the middle. So I could put a string through there. I'm not sure how to hang this. Even like as a ceiling piece, this would be beautiful. Hanging these in a stairwell even. I absolutely adore it. And it really took me less than 30 minutes to do this. It depends how intricate you want to get with your cuts on the paper bags themselves. But hot gluing was definitely my choice for gluing these together. And it does have some quirks about it. Some have folded nicely, others have not. Really depends how you attach them all together. But I cannot believe this. So let me make maybe a few more. Let me try a different size, and then we'll figure out how to hang them. I'm thinking like in the, like above the TV and things. I think that's where I'm gonna put them. So let me continue chopping along, tune into a live stream perhaps, and just have some crafty fun tonight. I could try to make one that's just 5 as long as I don't adhere it as tightly. So that would be an interesting different type of look. So let me try that too, and I'll report back with everything I find, and we'll see what we can pull off. I think this goes perfect with my theme, and I really like the brown. I know snowflakes aren't brown, but it is just one of my favorite colors, this craft. So I really have enjoyed making these. I'm just so surprised how cheap and easy it's been. There are a lot of leftovers, which, as you know, Lily's been playing with, so at least someone's happy about that. I am not for the cleanup. But I'm gonna put the rest of these together and then show you guys how I'm gonna put them onto the wall. Ended up only making 2 more. I made 1 more of the full size because I had half already done. So this is another 10-fold. And then I made a miniature one, which ended up only taking, I can't show you with one hand, 6 paper bags. So much more doable if you have some at home but don't want to use a bunch. Because it is just a temporary decoration, you know. There's probably a way you could attach the final 2 sides, like a paper clip like they do with the honeycomb ones from years ago, and just use the paper clip to close them, and then you can take them back down and store them. I didn't think of that. I went on my hot glue frenzy, and that's that. But I did figure out how to hang up the other 2, so let's bring you over to the Christmas tree, and I think I'm going to figure out how to incorporate either, again, more smaller ones or the white ones, just to add variety. And I can cut in different shapes and make it more interesting, maybe. But let me turn you around and show you guys how I hung these up. But first, let's gather the full ambiance as we pan up from Poppy to the tree. And so what I'm thinking is creating like sort of a whole space of them, either up here and to the other side of the tree or up here and around the TV. I'm not sure. Again, a lot of smaller ones would be really helpful. What I did to hang them, and that's because I can't glue anything on my walls because it's textured paint and it won't work, is I used thumbtacks and then actually thread baker's twine through the center point and then back out the other side and just knotted it at the top. That's what I did for both of them. And here's a close-up on the 6-piece one. I tried 5 at first and it was too much of a stretch, so I went for 6. As you can see, they don't sit flat against the wall or anything. Nothing too crazy though. That's a little bit better. But I only was able to get 1 cut in. The main issue with the paper bags is the fact that there's the extra fold. So you can only cut so much into the side pattern itself. So maybe I'll just have to experiment a little bit more to see how I can make that work. I just dropped that one. But here's a more close-up of it too, of how I would make that work. But I just trimmed off a lot of the top excess and made that work. And again, just some twine on the top here to hang it up on a tack, because that's a temporary hole in the wall comparatively to a nail or anything, glue, command hook, etc. But I think if you just take in like this little frame here, it goes so well. And if I could make smaller ones or find miniature paper bags, I think these would be adorable on a Christmas tree as well. And if you have a huge Christmas tree, these would be great. Great, disposable. You could probably find different paper bag colors, etc., etc. But I am just stoked with how they turned out, and hopefully you guys are too. Just a quick DIY, a huge thanks to Instagram, a Beautiful Mess account for influencing me and for inspiring me to reverse DIY this. Well, I just could not wait for their tutorial to come out, and I'm sure they'll have better ideas on how to make smaller ones and different variations, as well as hanging them, so definitely stay tuned for their post about that so you can learn more on how to make these for yourself. But I would say I am all DIY'd out for day 7 of Vlogmas. It is hard to believe that we are already a week done and through with Vlogmas. And I know a lot of you guys have been watching and commenting, and the vlogs vary so much, so hopefully you guys enjoy the variation. A lot of decorating lately, but we got a little bit of a fun DIY and a super cheap DIY, might I add. There are probably cheaper ways to do it, especially if you already own paper bags and have all the supplies, but a great way, a fun craft maybe to do with kids. It's just a lot of fun to make something with your hands and have it be part of the festive season. So whether you're making ornaments, whether you're making wall decor, whether you're painting some fun ornaments or fun plaques for your walls, I hope you're having a wonderful handmade holiday if that's what you're going for this year. I have a couple other tricks up my sleeve for later in Vlogmas for handmade holiday, but I hope you guys enjoyed this first iteration of it. I love them. It was completely unplanned to do a project like this, but I had been wanting to do some Christmas wall art out of paper of some sort, and this was just far easier than anything else I'd imagined. I imagined doing like these 3D holly leaves and of course holly berries, which would have been insane to try to do, especially since I don't own a lot of that supplies. But a glue gun, I know my way around a glue gun, and I know how to have a good time with a paper bag now. But these would be great for all types of parties, and hopefully you guys can try them out. If you do, let me know. Let the girls over at A Beautiful Mess know, because I'm sure they would love to hear that their inspiration is setting a fire in my heart, as well as hopefully some of your hearts. But thank you guys again so much for joining me in Vlogmas Day 7. I am super hoping that the booster and flu shot do not do me any damage tomorrow, so we'll see what Vlogmas Day 8 holds. But if you guys did enjoy this one, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and you can check out the rest of the Vlogmas playlist linked down below if you guys have missed any episodes. But I will see you guys again tomorrow with another vlog. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!